Welcome to today's deep dive. It is Sunday, March 8, 2026, and our mission today is massive. We've got this towering stack of sources, financial models, supply chain analyses, international white papers, and they are all converging on one single entity. We are unpacking a comprehensive multidisciplinary assessment of Nvidia's business, strategy, and geopolitical standing.
The sheer scale of this story is it's staggering. I mean, we are looking at a company that was founded in a Denny's booth back in 1993 and has somehow morphed into the $5 trillion sovereign of the Silicon Age.
Right, and since you're tuning into this, you already know Nvidia isn't just a chip maker anymore. They are actively constructing the digital utility network that will dictate your technological future. So, okay, let's unpack this. Looking at the mind-bending financial realities from fiscal year 2026, Nvidia pulled in an unbelievable $215.9 billion in revenue with 75% gross margins.
Yeah.
For a physical hardware manufacturer, those numbers are borderline science fiction.
They really are. But what's fascinating here is how the market is actually reacting to those numbers with intense anxiety.
Right. You would think Wall Street would be throwing a massive parade.
You would. But despite a 65% revenue growth year over year, Nvidia's price-to-earnings multiple actually contracted down to roughly 17.
Which is wild. For context, a PE of 17 is a value stock territory. It's the kind of multiplier you'd expect from a stagnant regional bank, not a hyper-growth tech rocket ship. Why the sudden panic?
It all comes down to capital expenditures. Tech giants are projected to dump a staggering $650 billion into AI infrastructure in 2026 alone. Wall Street is genuinely terrified of an AI bubble. The fear is that the downstream software profits just aren't there yet to justify the massive hardware debt these hyperscalers, the Amazons, Metas, and Microsofts of the world are taking on.
So if the software isn't making enough money yet, aren't these tech giants essentially building a $650 billion bridge to nowhere?
That is the trillion-dollar question right now. The hardware buying spree can only last so long without a serious return on investment from the software side.
And the only way to outrun a bubble like that is to innovate faster than the market can panic. Here's where it gets really interesting. Nvidia is pushing a brutal one-year innovation cycle. I was looking at the leap from their current Blackwell chips to the upcoming Vera Rubin architecture, which promises 50 times better performance per watt. But what really caught my eye in these reports was a program called NVLink Fusion. How does letting competitors use Nvidia's own networking fabric actually help them?
It's a brilliant piece of 4D chess. Think of NVLink Fusion like building the world's fastest, most advanced highway system and then letting your competitors drive their own custom cars on it. The underlying silicon photonics in Nvidia's networking fabric are so ridiculously fast that rivals have no choice but to plug into it.
Because if they try to build their own competing highway, they're instantly obsolete.
Exactly. By letting rivals plug into their proprietary fabric, Nvidia is effectively trapping everyone inside their ecosystem. They own the roads, so they control the traffic.
Which makes that ecosystem incredibly powerful.
It does. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, that ecosystem is now a matter of national security. In early March 2026, the U.S. drafted sweeping new export controls, effectively weaponizing Nvidia's technology.
Also, what are the new rules?
For massive deployments, anything over 200,000 GPUs, the U.S. government is now demanding strict case-by-case approvals. If a foreign government wants to build a sovereign AI cluster using American tech,
the U.S. is essentially forcing them to make reciprocal investments in American infrastructure just to get access.
Right.
Wow. Build data centers on U.S. soil, or you don't get the chips. Silicon has officially become a geopolitical bargaining chip.
Absolutely. It is diplomacy by compute power.
So what does this all mean? Well, if you were hoping to upgrade your gaming rig this year, I have bad news. Because Nvidia is prioritizing these massive data center chips in nation-state orders, we're seeing severe supply shortages in the PC consumer market. The new flagship RTX 5090 gaming cards are being scalped for upwards of $5,000.
Yeah, unless you're willing to trade a used car for a graphics card, you might be out of luck this cycle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But on the flip side of that consumer shortage, this same massive tech boom is birthing things like the new Jetson Thor computers. These are specialized supercomputers designed specifically to power physical humanoid robots. The tech is finally moving off the screen and into the physical world. Imagine a factory worker robot processing complex physical tasks in real time, completely untethered.
Which perfectly illustrates the transition we are witnessing. Nvidia is no longer just a hardware vendor. It has built an economic fortress. It is becoming a foundational utility provider, even as it navigates these intense geopolitical and macroeconomic minefields.
They are laying the pipes for the next industrial revolution. The stakes literally could not be higher.
This raises an important question. If AI compute power is truly becoming as vital and heavily regulated as a nation's electricity or water grid, will the geopolitical wars of the late 21st century be fought not over physical land or fossil fuels, but over the sovereign right to manufacture the bleeding-edge silicon photonics that power human thought?